Hi Philippa, good evening. Yeah, I better turn, oh no, I can't turn my phone down, just in case somebody comes. Hi Yvonne. Hi Jane, good evening, thanks for joining me. I'm just sitting watching the screen now while I was waiting for you to come up. Evening Pat, and I've come to the conclusion that my pulsing on the screen has got a lot to do with this strip light I've got above my head. Because yours doesn't pulse, does it, Philippa? See, it's pulsing now and I'm not even moving. Oh, I don't know. It does annoy me. I guess you've realised that by the amount of times I bring it up. So, hiya Joe, evening. Thanks for joining me. Right, so this is not going to take very long at all, ladies. It looks complicated, but it's really not. It's very, very easy to do, and it's not going to take a long, long time. So, if anybody comes in about 10 minutes, they probably missed half of it. But they can watch it on catch-up, which is the best thing. So, we are going to make the door card. I don't have the card with me. Obviously, I sent it to Julie. So, it starts off life as an A4 piece of card. We're going to get all the card bits, base bits made first. So, it starts life as an A4. And it's just scored and folded in half. Okay. And then this time I'm going to do it in purple because I did it in pink last time. So we need a matting layer. So I've come in by 1/4 inch. Hiya Denise! And I've done 5.5 by 8 inches. So I'm going to glue this one on first. And this can all be drying while we get on with the rest of it. So this one's going on. My trusty Studio Light tacky glue, as always. So I'm just going to pop that on with a bit of a border all the way around and hope it's straight. Because I'm kind of looking at it from an angle. So that'll do, that'll do. My hands are quite sore tonight, so I will be using this barren thing to put it down. Some of the thingies. I'm struggling today with my hands, don't know why. And then the next layer is coming in 1/4 inch. Again, and it's 5 3/4 by 7 3/4 this time. So I'll glue that pencil mark. Not that you're going to see it, but I'll glue the pencil mark down. Hi Julie! There we go. So far, matting layers 2. There we go. There we are. And then what I'm going to do is glue a piece of cardboard on ready so it's dry for all the top layers, and then we're going to pop that to one side and do all the die cuts and all that. I mean, they are prepped, but I'll show you how to do them. Yeah, I seen this card on Pinterest a while ago, but I didn't. This is before I started on the DT with Julie, which I realised the other day has been 1 year and 2 weeks. Wow, how fast did that go since I've been on the DT? It's gone so fast. Eat the barren, Trace. Press it down. Right, so I'm going to leave that to one side to dry. Okay. And it must be the weather, Julie, mustn't it? Really, really sore today. Hey, and I haven't even done any crafting, but I have done a lot of cleaning. So the next layer we need has come down. Let me see, let me get my ruler out. This is the size I've made the door. Yeah. So it measures 4.5 by 7.5. So this is going to be the piece that we put the door on. I know, over a year, can't believe it. Yeah, so what I was saying, I've seen this on Pinterest a long, long time ago, but I did not have the size rectangles that are needed, you know, for the, mine were either too big or too small or whatever. And then the other day I thought, wonder if Julie's, and they fitted perfectly. So what I've done with this, as you can see, this 4.5 by 7.5, is I found the halfway point and I've put a line basically right down the middle. And this will just help you line up the, hi Brian, this will help you line up the little sections that you're going to put on the door. So that's ready. And the sections then, so I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine, if I can lift it, that is. There we go. So let me just see if I've got it in the right place. Move it up a bit. And all you need for this, to make this, these sections for the door, are the dinky rectangle dies, and you just need 2 of them. Okay, the 2, one that's like an outline and one that's got the cuts the inner line as well, so it gives you the frame on that one. But what we do is we just cut. Now, this is the thing, you do need to cut a lot of them. You need 7 of them. So this has got to happen 7 times. Okay, but it's well worth giving it a go. So you never need to put Julie's dies through twice. You just need to do them the once. So I've put it through and I've turned it over so that I can now see the underneath part here. You know, it does help if you put the die the right way. But as you can see, or maybe you can't, the one that's got the outer frame, I haven't took it out of the die. It's there. I'm leaving it in. And while it's in, okay, what I want you to do is take some double-sided tape and run it along the 2 bits. So effectively what you're doing is you're making sure that all the bits stay together. You don't want the bits to fall out. You don't want the frame to fall out while you take it out the die, okay? So we'll do that. And then we'll pop it out. And you can see that that's what you need. You need it to stay together. So that's one piece. And then because I didn't put this through the right way round, I'll recut. And then you need to cut this piece again, because you want the part that's in the middle this time, and you want that bit to pop out. So we shall put it through again. Hiya Dawn. So this time make sure the cutting edge is down on both of them. There we go. Put it through. And this time it doesn't matter if the middle pops out, because that's what we want. Okay. So we take that piece out, so we've got them 2. And then we pop the middle out of that one. So for every section you need to do that. So you have the 3 of them. You do end up with a lot of frames, but I'm sure can come up with something cool for that. I think I might try that tomorrow. With all the frames that I've got left, I'm going to make a card out of them. I think that should be tomorrow's order of the day. Okay, so we've now got these 3 sections. So what we need to do is the one that has got the sticky tape on the back, just remove the backing off of it. Okay. And this one we put down flat, okay, onto this piece. Sometimes it takes you longer to get the backing off, doesn't it? So there we are. So line it up. I want to try and line it up without putting my head in the camera, and pop it down. Chuck that bit of sticky in out of the way. So we've got that. Now this piece, we turn it over, because on the top of it you'll find when you cut it out there's some really, really nice embossed lines on there. So we get that, and we have to use either a piece of cardboard or a piece of double-sided tape, and this will give it a little bit of lift, and it will give you the dimension that you need, okay, to make them sections on the door stand out. Oh yeah, I do I do see things and then think, will that work? Have I got this? Have I got that? And like I said, up until I started with you, I didn't have it. So this piece will fit exactly on that piece, because that's where it came from. So you just pop it back in, but this time you've got dimension on it. So that's your section for the door. And like I said, you need 7 of them. So put that to one side because I've got them all here, all ready made. So effectively what we're going to do is line 3 across for the top, 3 across for the bottom, and this one will become kind of like the letterbox, if you will. So let's just whip them off to one side. So what I do, and that's why we needed this line, is on this section, I measured it. I'll do it in centimetres because it's easier. And it measured 3 centimetres across the back, the very back part of it. Okay. And in the middle of it there, top and bottom, I put a little mark. Just so now we can line that up with that line there, and we know that that is going to be in the middle of the card. Okay. So I did that with the top one, and I did that one for the bottom section in exactly the same way. So what I tend to do is line them where I need them and then glue those ones down. So I'm going to do that now. Line them ones up. Anything that can help you with your measuring, because I'm not a big fan of measuring. I usually do it by eye. But because you've got to be a little bit more professional and alive, I figured I better do the proper thing and mark it out. So I've got it lined up now, so I know that's in the middle. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the bottom. This card is ever so easy, once you know how to do it. That little trick with the putting the double-sided tape on, handy. Okay, so what I'm looking at now is to make sure that top bit there and that bottom is roughly the same. And then when you've got to this point, you can rub out them lines. Get rid of them. You don't need them anymore. They're all lined up now. It takes longer to rub the lines out than to make the card. There we are. That's it. Get all them nasty bits away. I've got a nice little brush here somewhere that I use for getting rid of all that stuff. You can still see a bit of on there. There we go. Okay, so next thing we need to do is work out what we're going to put on for the door the doorknob rather. Hi Gail. So I'm going to pop this on, which is the one for the letterbox, and I kind of want it centrally between them, in the middle, roughly the same space either side, and preferably straight. There we are. And now, I think on the other one, I used a silver door knocker. I keep saying knocker, doorknob, but it was a button. So all I did for that was snip them back buttons off, and I just hot glued it on. But this time, because I'm doing a purple one, I actually found a brad that was really pretty, and it's got purple inside it, and it's got gold around the outside. So I thought, yeah, I'll use that. Use these brads up. So all I'm going to do is get my poker tool and sort of halfway between that gap and there, just pop a hole in. Yeah, that'll do. And then put the door knocker in. Stop it with the knocker knob. Put the doorknob in. Why do I keep saying knocker? Odd woman. There we are. So there's your doorknob. And now you can glue the rest of your panels on. There we go. This is the super fastest card I think I've ever done on a live. So all you've got to do is kind of line it up with the bottom and pop it down. There we go. I'm just going to lift it up and see if it is straight, because, yeah, that'll do. Because I can't really see it from the angle that I'm sat. And then this one as well. On the bottom. Yeah, eyeball it with the top one. If you want to, you can put your ruler down and measure it, but there we go. And then this last one on top and bottom. So these can all be drying while I get the little wreath part ready. Oh, it doesn't look straight. There we are, that's better. And then that one on there. So, I know when I put this up on the page, a lot of people said, oh yeah, it'd be great as a Christmas card. So I just kind of prepped what it would look like if it was a Christmas card. See, I did it in red. And, I mean, you don't have to put a white backing behind it. You could just do it like that. So it would look kind of cute as a Christmas card, wouldn't it? So yeah, so that's that one. Put them all to one side. And let's get on with this. Stamping the wreath and giving it a bit of colour. So I have used, oh, and the banner that I did there, and the banner that I'll be using in a minute, this one says have a magical Christmas, and this one came from Julie's bauble set, I think it was, if I remember rightly. Let's see if I can find it on here. Here it is. Yeah, it was from this one. It was Julie's Christmas bauble stamps. And it says, have a magical Christmas, which I thought was really sweet. So, and it was just big enough to put on the frames. Now, I don't know whether you've seen these, but these are just a brilliant idea. For that, you know, just a finishing touch on your sentiments. So Julie did these with it. There were stamps and a die, which when you've stamped the whole stamp out, because it comes in one, you pop that on the top and it cuts them all out at once. While I sit and do, as soon as I get a new die set, I sit and make a load in a few different colours, and then I know. But there was two different lots. There was one that had a stitch line around it, and there's one that has no line around it. So, you know, the choice is yours. Or there's ones with a line around it, you can just use your die. So I keep them all together. And then I know if I'm in a hurry, I've got a sentiment ready. So we are going to stamp Mary's wreath. So I've got it in my little folder here. And it's from the Mary's Floral Garland. So we shall stamp that one. I've even cleaned it, just for the occasion, which I never do. Right, so I'm going to colour this with some distress ink, okay? I like your stamp holders. They're from Hazel. Hazel's got them on, I followed Hazel's instructions for making them. I think she did put them on again the other day, actually, put them at the top of the page, because somebody else asked. But yeah, actually that one with Mary's stuff in was a gift from Christine Hunter made me that one, because Christine comes to my craft classes on a Tuesday, and she made us all one, which is really sweet. And yeah, she gave me that one, so it's very posh. It says, and into the craft room I go to lose my mind and find my soul, which is really lovely. So I'm just gonna take this out, give my stamp a wee clean, because I'm on a live and I'm behaving myself. And give it a dry. In fact, I'll just leave that on there because I only actually need this. So, we have the stamp stamped out beautifully. As always, it's made me rubbish. And let's get on. So, I have decided to do Villainous Potion, because it's my favourite purple. And I need just a little bit of water. This is not watercolour card, but we're not really using very much water in this instance. So just a little bit is all that's required. And then a water brush. Okay. And I'm also going to use a bit of peel paint to do the leaves. I mean, use pencils or your alcohol inks or any of those things to colour them in. Just going to wet my brush a wee bit, get it dampened, pick some of the purple up, and then simply paint in the little roses. I'm going to do them all with a kind of light wash first, and while it's still damp, go in with the darker bit in the middle just to give them a little bit of depth. Or not at all if it comes out looking good. So, we always do quiet, don't we, when we colour anything in. So any questions so far? I mean, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to follow. And yeah, we can use it for a few occasions, can't you? New home, Christmas. And if you can think of any others, pop them on. And we'll have a go at that one. So, I've gone in with the light. I'm just going to put a little bit of dark purple in the middle. And by the time that dries, it will blend itself out. And it will look like the middles of the flowers. I'm not going to put any height or any more on this, but because I quite like it as is. But you could get your quilling stuff out and make yourself some rolled roses. Julie showed you how to do them on air live not so long ago, so you could have a look at that. Or if, like me, you had a go at quilling and bought all the strips and never used them, you could use your quilling tool in them to make your flowers. That would probably make 3 flowers because you don't want them too big. So that's that bit. A little bit of clean more water and we'll do the leaves. You could sit and colour these all in one go and then just make loads, couldn't you? As you seem to, once you start making one new home card, you end up making a couple of them, I find. Because then somehow, and coming towards summer, people always move house, don't they? So when it comes to doing these spriggy bits, oh, I've missed a purple rose there. When it comes to doing the sprig bits, I don't have to be too particular about it. All you've got to do is just kind of dab your green paint in the area where there's a leaf. It doesn't matter if it goes over it or it doesn't quite sit right on it. It's watercolour, it's fine. But I guess if you were going in with a pencil, you could be a little bit more neat about it. I think the hardest thing about this card is actually cutting the wreath out, and that wasn't difficult either. I used a craft knife. I'm not going to sit and cut it out in front of your ear now because I've got one cut out. But I use a craft knife and cut it that way. But if you're not good with a craft knife, then all you've got to do is cut like a star shape in the middle of that, and then you can go in with your scissors and do it that way. I think I did that with the first pink one I did. And then I got myself some nice sharp craft knives, and that was that. So you've just seen how quick that was to colour. Wipe them off. Ah, yeah. Good. That's a very good idea. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea, don't I? So from there, you just cut it out. Okay. And I've gone in and I've even gone in, because I was using the craft knife the second time, I was able to go in a little bit closer than the pink one that I did. So we'll whap that on one side, and we can now come in and we're going to put it on there. Okay, so we need to put some foam on the back. I think I've got some little squares here knocking about, some really old ones. So they're a bit big, so I'm going to trim one of them in half. And decide which way up you want it. I like it with the that little sprig bit at the top. Okay, so now you can see that you only need the foam tape behind this side and behind this side, which is handy because they're the biggest bits. So that's going to go on there. Remove the backing. And position it where you like it. I like it there. It's going to go there. Okay. And then, like I said, I stamped out one of Julie's banners. And this one says, sending you happiness. So you could just put sending you happiness. And then on the inside write, in your new home, I guess. So off the back comes, and that's going to go directly across the middle of there. Right, so that's that. The only thing we've got left to do now is put the knocker on. Or the letterbox even. Now I'm calling this a knocker. Oh, good God. So because this brad is gold, I chose to use gold, and literally it's just a rectangle. Let me see how big it is, just in case you need to ask. 3.5 centimetres by 1 centimetre. There we are. So it's just a little bit of glue. I'm putting this on flat, wrapping it in the middle. If I'd have put a silver knob on, then I probably would have put a silver door knocker on there. So, and now all you've got to do is pop it on there. It's a little bit more difficult to put down because you've got all the dimension on it, but just take it easy and be gentle with it. There we go, get rid of all the fluff, and then all you've got to do is pop it on the middle and press it down. Let me just see if it's straight, because it'll wind me up if it's not. Nope, it's straight enough, that's fine. Give it a press down. I have no idea, Brian. I have no idea what's going on with me and knockers. I know. Sometimes you just lose it, don't you? The easiest of words. I did a live, I did a demo once, and I couldn't, honestly, for the life of me, remember the word scissors. And I was sitting there going like that with my hand, and somebody behind me goes, scissors. I was like, oh yeah, it's scissors. I couldn't remember. Useless. Oh. So there you go. How easy was that? It's not even a half an hour live, but I think that's kind of cute. And I like it in the purple. Very clean lined. Like it. So there you go, guys. I'm sorry it's such a quick one. But then again, it's bank holiday, so you've probably all got lots to do today. So I'm going to leave it there with you. And I'll say thank you for joining me. I'll put a picture of this on in a minute. And I will really look forward to seeing all your versions and what they say on them. And no, I have not been on the Tia Maria yet. All right, good night, and thanks very much for joining me. Bye-bye.